ready to talk Hollywood in North Texas. The Dallas International Film Festival is going on right now, and our special correspondent, D Magazine arts editor Peter Simic, is here to tell us about one of this year's featured films. Take it away, Peter.
Thanks, Courtney. I'm here with the director and star of I Am Not a Rockstar, Marika, and you're going to have to help me with your last name,
Marika Bornacki.
Yes. And Bobby Jo Hart. Thanks so much for coming by.
Thanks for having us.
The movie shows tonight and tomorrow, and you know what? It's a documentary about your life, and what I think is so amazing about it is eight years it took to make this film. And so when you started 8 years ago, did you know that it was going to be this kind of, you know, long process of kind of watching young pianists kind of develop over that kind of precious part of her life?
Yeah, actually I did. I mean, my last film was on the Women's Pro Tennis Tour, and I was fascinated how all these players had dedicated their life to a profession from childhood. So after that, I wanted to find a young person that was in that process. So when I read about Marika in the newspaper that she'd been accepted to Juilliard, I approached the family, they said yes, and yeah, I wanted to follow her. It started at age 12, and then followed her until age 20. So I wanted her at the end of the process to have some perspective as a young adult on her life, and so it worked out great. She's amazing. Well,
I mean, Marika, it seems like something that, you know, on the one hand, it's nice to have the attention, on the other hand, this is kind of a very, you know, hard time in your life to invite cameras in and say, hey, I'm going to open up, you know, real personal family stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty hard for me to watch because you literally see me growing up on a screen. So especially for me, it's my life. It's very intimate. It's very private, and there's so many things. I'm like, I wish I didn't say that, or I wish I didn't wear that, or oh my God, I look crazy, or you know. So yeah, it's hard for me, but at the same time, I think it's a great opportunity for me. I get to share my life to hopefully inspire some people, and to share classical music with a broader audience. I think that's what the film has done mostly for me. So I'm very happy. I'm very grateful that Bobby Jo, that followed me for 8 years, and that we made that beautiful film.
Yeah, I mean, one of the exciting things about it, or the tension in the film, is you going through these decisions of, I mean, you're a child, you've been playing from the time you're 3 or 4, to, you know, having to make that decision that you're going to stay in it, and your father's pushing it. And I mean, looking at it now, do you rethink about some of the decisions you were making during that time, or?
No, I have no regrets. I'm so happy, with the way things have turned out. I think, of course, my father has always been very helpful, a very good guide for me. And I'm happy with where I am right now. So, and my path is changing. It's kind of a journey that will never end, because with music, you're constantly growing and you're constantly expanding and meeting musicians and going around. So, no, I'm happy with where I am right now. So.
You mentioned this before. I mean, one of the hard things about making a movie like this that takes place over a long period of time is knowing how to end it. I mean, what point do you say, okay, this is, because your career is kind of now moving. So how do you decide, okay, it's time to edit this into what became the film?
Well, for me, we'd already started editing, and then the end of the film kind of revealed itself in a sense that I was really wanting, as I said earlier, for her to have some perspective on her life. And we were doing an interview in Central Park with her and her boyfriend David, who plays an amazing four hands with her in the film. And I just saw this maturity come out of her, and how she was starting to talk about wanting to give back, and how music was something it was always about for her, but now she was really wanting it to become something that she shared with a larger audience, especially with young people. And just having that perspective on her life and just that maturity, I had goosebumps, and I just thought, this is it. This is coming full circle for her.
And well, in this week, it's not just the film, but you're doing some performances, and you're going to be with Booker T. Washington students.
That's right. Today too, we're going to some. We're going to be going to we're going to go to 2 schools and talk a little bit about the film, about music. Maybe listen to a couple of students if they want to play, or and then we were showing the film, and then we have 2 little performances after the screenings, so that people get to see me live.
Well, great. Thanks to the movie tonight at 7 o'clock at the Magnolia Theater, as well as tomorrow. And Courtney.
Like Peter said, you can see I Am Not a Rockstar tonight at the Magnolia Theater in Uptown and West Village, starting at 7 p.m. There's also, if you can't get out there tonight, a second screening at the Magnolia tomorrow at 4:30.